Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the webcam. Should be, or not the webcam, there we go. So, I am not going to do the CPLD yet. I guess you have tacked it down. Not perfectly centered, but that'll do. Over here is where pin 1 is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and actually do other parts of this for now, just to let people join in and whatnot. So I have the bill of materials over here on another screen. So I'm going to need to solder on a Raspberry Pi header. So I'm going to hunt that thing down. Alright. I think I'm going to need probably some regular 2.54 headers. So I'm going to grab those. There we go. I actually only have, I think, looks like I have one Pi header left. Go figure. Alright. Don't know if I need these 2.54 headers, but if I do, I have them. Alright. So there's that. Here's some 2.54 headers. Alright. So this will go. So this will go on the bottom. So it'll go like that. I don't know if I want to solder that right now. I've got to figure out what else I need. So, according to the bill of materials, I need 1K, 10K, and I need... Okay, do I have? I don't know if I have. I might not have this. I need a 4.7K bust resistor. I might have that. I might not have that size though. Let's see what I got here. No, I have it in 1,000. I have it in a 1K. That's not good. I mean, what do I need it for exactly? See, I didn't know I needed that. I don't know how I missed that when I Okay, here we go. P3 should not be fitted. Yep, that's fine. P5's only needed. Okay. I need to find my momentary switches, too. I could do those if I could find them. Unfortunately, stuff like that I don't generally use often. So, where it ends up, that's a whole different problem. Guess I could put stuff away. Okay. That could go over here. There. Figure I'd do some quick cleanup while I'm at it. Again, this is informal. I didn't really intend on doing too much. Just figure do some soldering and maybe give some tips. could be very well talking to myself right now, for all I know, because I'm not looking at the actual thing. Let's see. Just miscellaneous parts here. We got some shunts. Those are always helpful, but not right this moment. I know I have some push buttons. I bought some a while back. Just gotta figure out where they are. A Power Macintosh 6100 power supply, that doesn't work. Maybe one day I'll figure that one out. Some more miscellaneous parts. A micro USB cable, always handy. Oh, we got some capacitors, some 22 UFs, always useful. Weird. Thought the buttons would be over here. Some mostly junk from what it looks like. Some paintbrushes. Huh. Weird. I know I had like a little bag of them. Alright, I'm just gonna move the... Move everything. Okay, these are some... Oh yeah, those were those resistors I ordered. Or quote-unquote capacitors that I ordered somehow turned into resistors. Weird. I have a bag somewhere. Okay, those are... Here they are. I got them. Now, I need to make sure I have enough of these for building my retro chip tester. So, gotta be careful. I don't know how many of those I need. Hopefully this isn't all of the ones I have. If so, I'll have to order more. Let's keep digging through my bag, my things of... Okay, well, we're gonna need this, right? Need a Pi Zero. I need an SD card for that eventually. Oh, hey, look, an SD card. Micro SD card. I don't know how, but that one suffered at some point from an impact, the Pi, because the one of the inductors has a little bit of a notch out of it. Not gonna be a big deal, but got some. I think these are used. Yeah, those are old. These can. Oh, what do we got here? I can always use some 68,000 CPUs. Whether they're in usable shape, well, yeah, mostly. They're not in great shape, but for testing stuff, they should be okay. So I will leave those over there. See, I got some resistors, these are definitely used sockets. I have no idea why they're in here. That's what I get when I don't go through things. Let's see. Yeah. I wish I could say I was better organized, but apparently I'm not. You know, how much of this thing I even have? I'll probably just go ahead and grab the stuff I know I have and just kind of work with what I got. Anyway, yeah. That's kind of the way, jeez, my phone is like, okay. Okay, nothing too important. Let's clear that. Alright. Yeah, I'm not that bad, I swear. Only when I am. I guess I'll do these buttons first. I just hope I have more somewhere. I think I do. I'll look for those later, though. That's a project I have plenty of time to plan for. Alright, looks like I need 3 buttons, 4 buttons. I'm not sure how terribly worried I am about a reset button. Actually, how many of these buttons do something? Yeah, I don't delete my live streams, so... Yeah, so it'll still be here. So you'll be able to catch it when I'm done, and, you know, by then it won't be, so... That's weird, because it says I need 4 of them, but what do the buttons do? I just don't want to use more buttons than I need. One's a reset button. For that, I could just unplug it. Okay, button 1 calls up the menu. Button 2 is screen capture. Button 3 is refresh, genlock. Oh, but I need the others for choosing menus. Okay, so I'll populate everything but the... Alright, so I'm going to populate everything but the reset button for now. And of course, I'm just going to go ahead and apparently spill out all the things you can't see. I spilled out all the buttons. There we go. Yeah. And of course, I messed up focus. There we go. Yeah, so let me clean... I'm going to just set these aside. I'm going to go ahead and populate these. Eventually, I will be building a retro chip tester. So that'll be fun. And I use the word fun very loosely, because that thing has I have 2 of them to build, because I bought 2. Alright, so there we go. I gotta remember where, so there's that. So let's go ahead and solder those in. So, little tips on soldering. There's a few things. So, I used to be a proponent for not using too much flux until I started using this solder. It does not have a lot of flux in it. Alright, so what you want to do is put your iron... Oh, there we go. So your iron should be touching both the pad and the metal as well as you can. Then flood in solder. And this is again where... So I'm going to do that again. There we go. And you can see how well that filled in. Now let's try that with a little bit of flux. Let's see how much better. So this is Amtech flux. It's in a generic. So there's a few ways you can solder. So you could put solder on your iron. So you can put it right on the tip. Which only do that if there's flux on your. So there we go. I have a little. So now, if I come in here. Yeah, that didn't work as well. You can do it. You gotta have a lot of solder. But there you go. See, I just added a little bit more and it filled right in. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. So you see, I'm coming from the other side and filling it in. You don't need See, I'm using kind of a solder that's got too thin a material. That's too thin. You want to try and use a more thick solder, because you'll have to flood in a lot less. There we go. Let me make sure that all looks good. Yeah, these are pretty snapped in. These snap in for what it's worth. Try and do your corners first. And there we go. Now the guide from what I was reading says you should trim these. I don't know how necessary that really is. We will find out. I like to challenge authority. Yeah. But so there we go. Once you get used to how long you have to leave your iron on a given part, and my iron's at this iron I don't think is calibrated because I have it at 400. Because anything lower doesn't seem to work as well. I don't know if it's just the type of tip. Am I zoomed out? Yeah, I am. So there we go. Very nice joints. And there's our buttons. Okay. Now, I'm waiting to do this one last. That way, you know, the fun stuff. So, like I said, we need to put this. I do have another camera. I just don't have it. Actually, you know what? Hold on. What I might be. Here we go. So. Let's see if I can give you guys a better. Okay, I have like a little thing here. I could probably set that up. How's that? Yeah, how's that? It's not as good as I was hoping. But let me see if I can make that larger for you guys. Yeah, it's a little better. Here we go. I'll put that on the bottom and I'll try to. That's gonna give you a migraine. There we go. That's a good. We'll try that. I'll try to keep that way. I'll try and keep soldering. That way, but yeah. So again, we're gonna put. I really wish this. Let me see if I can move this closer. Yeah, there we go. How's that? It works okay. So we're gonna take. Yeah. So this is gonna go on this side. If I can. Come on. So it's gonna go like that. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. A little secondary camera view. That's a pretty good way to do it. So looking at the bill of materials, when this is done being built, I need an LED, a green LED. I do have green LEDs. I don't have them down here. So that'll have to be later. Ow. I don't know why they didn't make those surface mount, to be honest with you. Alright. What do I need to do for... I would like a... wish... Okay, so I need a 2x5 right angle. Fit... okay, so... I have some right... I actually do have a bunch of right angle, so I know I have that. What I want to know, though, is... Does that go... So I don't know if that goes here or here. Trying to get a better view. Because I have everything else. I have the capacitors. 12-way. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Two by 6. Let me grab where my right angle jobby's at. There, around here somewhere. Sorry, I'm grabbing. There we go. All right. Well, while I wait, what resistors do I need? Hopefully, they're already in this. All right. So we need a 10K and a 1K. So, quarter watt, good. Yep, quarter watt's perfect. And then I need 10K. I got 1206. That's gonna be too big. I have others. These are just the ones I immediately found next to me. So, yeah, I have 1K right there. So we'll do 1K. The 1Ks I need 5 or 6. R7 should be installed to indicate full 8-bit header. Okay, we'll do that. So, let's go ahead and first make it so I can see you guys. Only so I can, well, that's so I can figure out what the view is. But we are doing R1 through 5. Okay, that makes it easy. I don't have to, and then R7. So there's R1. Oh, let me take off this stupid header so that I'm working with a more or less flush. All right, so here's what I do when I am doing this kind of soldering. So tin the pads. So that was 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, we know we need to do up to 5. So there's 5. Where was 4? C4, R1, R4. Weird that it's over here, but sure. Okay, so let me grab my... We need 6 of them because we're doing R7 as well. Now, these are very tiny components. I do like that secondary camera. You can get a really good idea of what I'm doing. Okay, so we have 5 there. And that makes 6. Now, lesson number 1 when building anything. Double check your components. Double check them. Doesn't matter how confident you are. Double check that the components are what you think they are. And here's why. I have had plenty of times where I go through, I grab a component and I look at it and it's the wrong one. Why? Because a lot of times, especially when you are adding tiny things, you end up with a case where it might somehow. The other thing you want to do, clean off your if you use your tips or like tweezers a lot, try and clean them before doing this because the flux will make them stick, and then you're fighting them to do anything. So good idea to just quickly wipe off any residuals. Basically, you should be able to do that and then not stick too badly. Mine were sticking pretty aggressively. There we go. Now, I don't want to strip the paint, so I'm using alcohol. You could use, whatever you have. But let's go ahead, take a look at the under the microscope, what we have. So, let me teach you how to read SMD components. Well, the ones you can read, because there are plenty you can't. Now, there we go. So, that's not in the view. See? What did I say? I pulled this out of the same one as this, and what do we have? 22. That was not planned. You saw me pick them out. But I will teach you how to read these. Come on. These tweezers are still a little dirty. Okay. So, okay. Well, in this case, we have 102. What does that mean? So, anytime you were reading this, it could depend. There are converters if you're lazy. But generally, when it's 3 digits, you have whatever the number is followed by a number of zeros. So in this case, you see it's 22R0. So what that means is think of the R as like a decimal point. So it's like saying just 22. So if we were to bust out the multimeter, and I will use so I'm going to use the min max on my meter just so I can show you the value. It doesn't range. Okay, so if I read this, did I read the wrong one? I did. Okay. So if I read this, it reads as 22.6 ohms. So like I said, the R is kind of like a decimal place. So you'll see this a lot with very small like caps that are surface mount. They'll say like 4R7. That means it's 4.7. Or it'll be R47, which is 0.47. So, okay, well, let me get the right. You can actually see what happened. Probably easier on this camera. So you can see 22 is right next to it. So probably somehow when I was filling. So it means I really should double check what's in my. Okay, let me grab another one. But yeah, so as I was saying, 102 means a 10 plus 2 zeros. So let me get another one as an example. Actually, apparently, so like in this case, this is 100. You see it says 1200. So that's saying 120, no, and then no zeros, and apparently I had a 68 in there. I gotta go through that. All right, let's go back to soldering, shall we? Just kind of push those aside. Now, how do we solder these in? Well, got a few ways. If I wasn't using a microscope, I would use some. I have tweezers. I could grab them with my hot tweezers. To be honest with you, though, that isn't that much easier. So let me show you how I'm gonna do it. So let's go ahead and do R5. And apparently now I'm gonna try and keep these all the same orientation, but we're just gonna set that down. Let it bond, and you can see it cleanly. It actually bonded to the resistor. You can see that the metal they became one. Now I will go over these all once I have done. Once I've got them on there, and then we'll clean them up and make them look real pretty. But there we go. So I have it so that the text is going left to right. Doesn't matter, not on a resistor. In fact, doesn't really matter on a ceramic capacitor either. But, you know, apparently this is not low enough. Okay. Now, if you want to make sure it's flat, there we go. It actually sunk in a bit. But again, you could do all that at the end. Boy, this is... Okay, so that's on there, but it's not flat. Oh, maybe it was. Okay. Okay. And we got 2 left. One goes right there. So the thing to be careful about, did I put that right way? Okay, yeah, put that the right way. This one is the wrong way. So thing to be careful with is, like in this case, you can see R1's here and here, C4 is there and there. Okay. And there we go. Now, I guess let's go ahead and do R7. So R7's up here. Besides, I'm going to need the solder in my hand anyway. There's nothing I could do, unfortunately, about the glare of the... I might be able to adjust the white balance or something. Let me see what I can do for you. Because I noticed that the main webcam's kind of blown out. No. Yeah, unfortunately, like I figured, not much I can do about that, and I don't really... I'm just going to cancel that. Back to defaults. Oh, maybe I could lower the exposure. It's a little better. At least you can focus on the... let me see if I can adjust focus to be more on... I don't have a way to see low light compensation. No, unfortunately, let me go back. Okay, I will go ahead and I will adjust the exposure. That did definitely improve. There we go. All right. So, back to putting our 7 on. Okay. Okay, that's on. And that's really it. I mean, so we can go ahead and finish soldering that up. So, yeah, that one looks ugly. We'll fix that right now. Mainly because of its position. I don't like it. I think I need also fix. This is what happens when you use solder with not a lot of flux. I'll show you how to make that look a little bit better. But I was more concerned about this one's position. There we go. All right. Now, let's go ahead and make these all nice and pretty. So, if you're using better solder than... Well, this solder is really good, but it's Kester, but it's not, it doesn't have a ton of flux in it. There you see, like how clean that looked? Is because everything is very small. So, all right, I'll fix that one in a second. There we go. Do I need to? I guess let me fix those two. I didn't really see where they were. Does it matter? It doesn't really, but where's that one? Okay. Wait, no, it's R7. There we go. That's better. Okay. Oh wait, there were two I needed to fix on this side, wasn't there? Yeah. Now, keep in mind, it's part of this because I'm doing this under a microscope. I know so many people that would bitch at me if that wasn't straight. There we go. Yeah, that solder looks nasty. We'll clean it up. We'll make it look good. We'll make it look better than factory. As I tried to do with you. So you can see the difference between the solder that is had a low amount of there we go. So could you just add more solder to make that look better? Yes, you could. In fact, I'll show you me doing that. So, I forgot to solder R7. Oops. So, but you see, you had kind of a bit much. So what's better is to add a little flux. Flux helps with the oxidation, which indirectly helps it flow better. Where was R7? There it is. There we go. So you don't need a ton. In fact, like, there we go. And now I'm just going to hold the board. There you go. Perfect joint. It was fine. Was it fine as it was? Yeah, but why not make it look better than it, you know? All right, so you can then smear it. You don't need to necessarily flood. If you know, I use gel. I have another, actually might for this project pull out my cheaper flux, because this stuff is actually quite expensive. There we go. Let me grab that real quick. And by grab that real quick, I mean, well, grab it off the floor, because that's where it was. That had fallen. I actually have a little needle, not a needle, but a syringe. I have this guy here. I'm less concerned about using this stuff because it's kind of old. In fact, it's like started to separate a bit. So it's not great flux anymore, but it'll be better than wasting. There we go. Okay. This this syringe thing need to be cleaned out. So, where was I? Okay, that looks good. We'll go ahead and make that. That's all you need. Yeah, don't flooding the board with flux just makes a mess. Oh, also every so often clean I'm gonna move you guys real quick just to get the cable away from a few things. Ugh. Come on. Okay, that's. Let me see if I can get you guys a better position, angle. Hey, buddy, how are you? Coming to learn a few things? I guess actually further back in this case is a little better. All right, so you another thing when you're reflowing is clean your tip off. So here we go. Boom. See how clean that looks? Yeah, buddy, I'm can't complain. Hopefully teaching a few people a few things. But that is all our resistors, at least the 1Ks. I will clean this up later, and I'll just hit it with a toothbrush. So let us, like I said, I don't have the diodes down here. I have them, I have a whole bag of them actually upstairs. But they're not like quick to get upstairs. They're like up 2 floors stairs. So I need, what was it, 4.7K was what I needed for I believe that's what I need, which is gonna suck. Might be better off doing that with, yeah, I need a 5, I don't know if I have 4.7s. Is this a used one or a new one? That's a new one. I don't really like using those because I use them for. Might have to though. What are you guys? Oh, come on. Come on. Where are you? 68 ohms. Yep, that's what it is. I even have a label in there. No questioning that. So, what do we do when we don't have a resistor network? Well, depends. Where is that resistor network going? So it's going into R1 through RN1 to RN2, which is right here. How's that look? So, okay, here we go. So they go right there. Now, what I don't know is whether we solder them on this side or the other side. And judging by their position, it's the other side. Though that's not strictly necessary, I would say. Okay, so in that case, the 90 degree is going to go that way. Which, again, where are my 90 degrees? I have so many of them. Did they fall on the floor? They're in a little bag wrapped up. However, they kind of got exiled because they were deemed probably not going to fit worthy for something I'm doing. Those are diodes. Pretty. Unfortunately, this doesn't have a resistor network on it, and unfortunately, this has seen better days. This actually probably would be best to transfer to a another thing altogether. But okay. Macintosh battery holders, machine pin male to male, Although, not strictly speaking, because those are a little weird. Well, not weird, but they actually have a tapered end on one side. I'm just looking to see if I can find what I'm looking for. It's weird because I know I saw them recently, but then I realized they weren't. They weren't long enough for what I needed. Come on, what is preventing the drawer from closing? Bunch of capacitors. What do we got? More capacitors. Yes, I did buy more of those. Let's see, we have some XY caps. What do we got? These are like 22 picofarad, it looks like. These are parts for... So these are parts for a Apple IIsi power supply. Some axial capacitors. Huh. Okay, not in there. Where did I see those? Now. Oh! Dropping caps. Ah! Do I want to fight to get that one? No, not really. Yeah. I'll get that another time. Don't really have enough of them, I don't care. Alright, let's check this drawer. Look, if you're not pulling capacitors, you know, by the, or components by the drawer. See, actually, now that I think about it, I need some, capacitors. So I need 10 nanofarad and 100 nanofarad. 10 microfarad. Yeah, okay. Both of those are in there, so I will grab those. We can at least put those on. Ow. Don't poke yourself with logic probe. I'll be honest, I don't use this thing very often. Huh. Boy, it's almost like those things I've used once and then said, you know, I don't think I can use those. It's like I lost them. Don't worry, the boards in my hand are mine. I would not. I wouldn't manhandle other people's stuff that way. I'd throw it across the room instead. No, I'm kidding. Where are they? Because I need. It's going to be one of the last pieces I need too. Oh. I know what I'm looking for too. It's in like a bag of. They're in a bag. Ow. Power supply. Foot. That hurts. Boy, this isn't the least bit annoying. In here. They are not, at least not immediately in there. had in there? Let's see. Did I actually? Maybe I did. No, I don't think I ordered those resistor networks, which sucks because I need them. Let's see. If I did, they're in this box because I know Newark wouldn't have had them. How about a really disgusting 2SI? That board is ew. It's actually somebody's. Let's see. Apparently, though, they really want me to keep it because, well, they haven't, made it so I can send it back to them. Capacitors, a Amiga, some capacitor kit. Yeah, I don't recall ordering the necessary resistor pack for that. Okay, that sucks. Put that back over there. I actually do want to know where these things are for another purpose. Are they over here? Amiga 1200 board. I need to transplant someday. CD32 accelerator. Actually, this is really annoying, to be brutally honest with you, because I have seen them recently. They're in a bag. There's like 50 of them together, and they're like 80 pin right angle. I don't know where they are. See, I don't think my buddy sent me a. I don't know why I had those by the boatload. That by the boatload. Well, okay, good. It's funny you have that as a through-hole component by the boatload. What else we got? These are all parts for building something else, which eventually I will be doing. Although, with the way things are going, I may switch gears faster than that. I got an hour and some change before I have to go pick up my wife. I was hoping to have done most of this. Where did they go? This isn't even like... capacitors. This is a thing I'm waiting on parts for. So, the reason I don't know where these are is I never use them. Ever. I think I've used them once to see if they fit something. I want to say they're in like a container. But you know how that goes, right? You know, you think you know where things are until you need them. What's this? 6-pin. Of course they're 1K. You think you find something that you can use, and they're the totally wrong, thing. So for the resistor networks, I'm probably going to just have to use straight resistors, which is fine, not a big deal. Basically just stick them all in, build a bridge. Maybe we'll just do that next. Because I have that. I have those. I know where those are. I know where some things are. So, alright, I got those, and we'll do the capacitors. No big deal. Because I don't actually need at least not yet, the right angle thing to program the pi. Alright, am I missing anybody? No. Alright, so let's build a resistor bridge, or network. So we need 10 of these. So I need, hey, look, the one I need right on the top. Come on. Stop sticking in there. There we go. Actually, is that... Yeah, that one goes with that. Okay, so I think I'm actually going to end up using all of these for this, or at least most of them. So these are 4.7K, and that's what we need, right? 4.7? Yeah. 4K 7 times 5 resistors, so we need 10 of these. Okay, so let me show you how to do this. Not that it's terribly difficult. So we take our board. Now, this is where I don't know. I don't think anything, yeah, nothing would ever be on top of this. So we need to find ground. So ground is that one there. So we start off. So we're going to fill every hole except the ground hole. So we're going to go like this. We're going to try and get them the total. Now, I guess I should probably match the colors. I really wish you know what it is? I don't have. Actually, where are my. I should already have. Now I think about it. Should I have these by the boatload as resistor networks? Where are those? Because the Amiga 2000 uses them. I wonder. You know what? Hold on. Gonna dig into the garbage pile. Don't mind me digging into the garbage. Kind of. Yeah, we're digging into the garbage. I'm gonna just steal some. These should be on this board. Yeah, this board is like literally trash, like non-salvageable. Except I can still use some parts off of it. So we're gonna use a little toy here. I just gotta wait for it to get hot enough. You can tell it's not because it's jamming. But I gotta figure out which one is the 4.7s. I want to say it's the black ones. What are the? Because I think the other ones are 1K. I want to say it's the black ones. We'll find out. All right. Apparently I need to clean this. Where's my cleaning rod? There it is. There we go. So what I'm going to end up doing is, because these are going to be too long. I can already tell you that much. But it doesn't mean I can't just cut off the ones I don't need. Okay, that's loose. We'll just mechanical encouragement. Look, sometimes you gotta just make do with what you have. And sometimes that means you just rip components off a board that you weren't going to use anyway. Well, guess who was wrong? These are 10K. Wait, really? 10K? Okay. Guess I was wrong. Guess it must be the other ones. Guess the normal bus termination is 4K. 47K. There we go. That one. Oh, this solder is really... Oh, they're all loose. Okay. Now, I'm going to try this with one before I get to... So what I'm going to do is... Well, we're going to try literally cutting the resistor network. These should be 4.7K. And that they are. So I'm going to try with one to start with before I desolder the other one. So here we go. So this is a 10K. That could go over there. But there we go. As you see, flange. Apparently I need to don't keep my fingers out of your view. Oh, but there you go. 4.7. So my goal would be, first of all, again, we need to know where ground is. And then I guess I will just cut off there we go. So my goal, if we could call it that, I guess that it is we are basically going to sever with I'm going to use a X-Acto knife. I'm going to score and cut at the resistor that I removed. So that my goal I saw this done on, because my concern is if we cut to all right, I'm gonna try and do this off camera just to, because it actually is really hard to cut this. It does not like to. Okay. Well, where's my view? There we go. Okay. We severed it. Now, did it work? Well, let's find out. All I really care about is the last resistor network's resistance. So we're going to measure from here to here. And that's going to go flopping around. Ha! 4.7K. Yeah, that worked. Again, I didn't care that board was, you know, eh. Although if I had to do this on that board, oof, that would suck. Alright, so ground goes this way. Let me get that in there. I might have to straighten up the pins. I saw that trick used on an accelerator, an Amiga accelerator. And I was like, oh, I'm surprised you could do that. And then I'm like, oh, well, look at that. Now I have to do it. Come on. I don't want to cut it any closer. I'm going to leave it where it is. It, you know, not perfect, but... Come on. There we go. And look, it still clears the holes. So that works. That'll do. That still clears well enough for me. I'm playing a little, you know, cautious with it because I don't want to risk. I needed to ensure I didn't destroy the resistor network that I actually needed. So I need the red one, which is go. That's why sometimes trash is, you know, really treasure. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and actually solder one of the legs of this just so it stays in place. Of course, not enough solder to actually do that. Come on. There we go. Okay. Now to repeat the same thing on this one. Again, I started by cutting off the leg where I can. In theory, yeah, I could just cut off the legs and leave the resistor network where it is, but if I want to make a case or something, which I probably will, So, okay. Let's go through the same validation process. There's our... Right, there we go. There's our resistor network. And yeah, 4.7K. That's it. That's all she wrote. We now have our resistor networks. Goes without saying, but you know, if you're going to do that, make sure you cut the right place. Don't mistakenly here we go. All right. So those are ready to be soldered. Yeah, yes, obviously, if this was somebody else's, I would have ordered the right parts instead of, hacking up. But I mean, what fun is that? Right? You guys find it funny, right? And again, we're just going through flood. So somewhere I do actually have the right, like not the right size, but I had bought those resistors in the past. So I'm really surprised I don't have them. But all right, let's go ahead and do the capacitors, since I've already pulled those out. So we need how many hundreds? We need 300 nanofarads. So, yep, perfect. There's 3. And then we need a 10, which is just going to be... oh, of course it's an MT1. Do I... 10 nanofarad, okay. Give me a second to go through... the worst part is I only need one of those. That's going to be my resistors. No. I'm a guess. Those are resistors. It's alright. I know I have I definitely have those. I have those probably by the boatload, but we'll do go ahead and do the ones I got out here. So that's C2 to C4. So you might go, hey, didn't you say earlier to verify the parts you're using? Get a multimeter that can do capacitance testing, and it will work. Generally speaking. So okay, that's 114. 116, 110. Yeah, you're never going to have like exact, the meter is not going to be all that accurate to begin with. Be close enough. you know, you're talking very small. These are just probably decoupling caps anyway. So, all right. So C2 to C4. So C4, C2, C3. Okay. Let me get that back in view. And we'll go ahead and populate those. Okay. Oh. Oh no, we tombstoned. That's what I get for not looking straight down and looking through the magnifier or the microscope. Okay. Again, we will fix all of the ugly. Okay, we need to turn that. Okay. Now we go back through. I know you're probably still waiting for to see me do the CPLD. There we go. All right. Probably that's gonna be the last thing I do before I leave. Now I need to figure out these headers, whether I need them or not. And what do I need for R6? Oh right, that's probably that stupid 10K I need to go and find. What do I have over here? Alright, that's fine. Okay, back to the bomb. So that is P19? Is that what that is? Or is it P1? P3 is the JTAG. Oh, it's probably down. P1. No, P3. That's definitely P3. P3 should not be fitted. Okay. Which one's P5? P1 is, okay. P4? What is that for, though? It's a 1x2 female header. Where do I have a female header? Again, a lot of this stuff I don't use that often. I don't work on, I don't generally need to do, I have male out the wazoo, but not female. And I wonder what that's even for. I wish they told you what some of this was used for so I could figure out whether I even needed it or not. Alright, well, I know I need P1, which is the stupid header, so I guess I'll go ahead and do that next. Kind of just do what I know I need. Alright, so when I do a header, I will generally hold it, and then you can see I don't actually know what you can see. So I have a little flux on the board, and then I have solder on my iron, and I'll bring that in, and now that can't move. I just basically tacked in one spot. Now I usually will go in and tack the corners. So remember, this sits on top of the pie. Boy, one of those fancy gizmos that holds boards. Yeah, maybe I'll invest in one of those. I don't build boards a lot, but when I do, I wish I had tools that help make building boards easier. The other problem is I'm again trying to do this through a microscope. I cannot imagine the people that do this on a semi-regular basis. Come on. There we go. I could get into a rhythm. It's not too bad. Okay, there we go. Header is now on. I'm actually not all that worried now that I think about it, about the right angle. Because, at least right this moment. Alright. Well, I mean, that's all but, let me guess, go grab the last parts. I need a 10 nanofarad and a 10K. Alright, those are going to be in the same place, so. Ow. Okay. Oh, on a 10K and on 10 nanofarad. Oh, that was quick. It's almost like I keep all those types of components in one place. Alright. 0805, 0805. Great. Well, we'll be done here very shortly. Okay. .01. Okay, there we go. Well, may have taken me an hour and a half, but here I am. Here we are. So we need to finish up R6. Let's go ahead and we need to do R6 and C1. Now, normally I would, reinforce the whole double check your parts, but I know that they're the right ones because when I pulled them out of a bag that's from the factory. So I'm good there. I don't need to worry about that. And then, again, double check 10K. I'm going to need, those are 3mm LEDs. Well, I guess he's going to use a 5mm because it's all he's got. This guy. I might have smaller ones somewhere. I'll look around. I know I have like an Arduino kit laying around, but 5 will be fine if I have to. Yeah, 10K at R6. I was more curious about the position than I was the value. Although I don't think there is any other. Come on, there we go. Yay, soldering on a diagonal. My favorite. Alright, that worked out, so. That diagonal does not make Okay, that's as good as it's going. I don't care enough to straighten it. I can always reflow everything with actually I will make sure that it is no good enough. All right. Okay. All right, there we go. Now, now I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna apply flux on everything that looks kind of sussy wussy. Again, clean your tip off. Yeah, you could tell this solder is or not the solder, this flux is a bit past its age because it's really hard to squeeze out of a needle, but it comes out fine because it's just gelled. All right. Well, I guess it's time to do what all good solderers have to do, and that's solder a really annoying small pin pitch, right? Well, I hate to tell you this is actually not going to be that hard. I know, you're going, but whenever I try to solder that, it's gonna, it turns into a big blob from hell. All right, I'm gonna show you that's not that bad, and I'm gonna start by making a total mess on it. All right, I'm gonna load my tip up with solder, and I'm gonna find the side I did not tack down. Okay. And done. Yeah. Was that hard? Nah. Would it have been easier to do it first thing instead of, waiting to do it last minute? Look, you know. Can't tell if that's got soldered or not. And yeah, I know, I hit the other thing. Oh well, it's fine. There we go. That definitely got soldered. Look at that. Beautiful. Again, I'm just adding a little solder to my tip every time I go by. Now, here's the thing. Give this. I hate the smell of this flux. It really, you know what? Hold on. Can I somehow? I really don't have an easy way to plug in my fume extractor. All right, I'm almost done, so I just won't breathe. Okay, here we go. Last one, last corner, guys. We could do this. Okay, we burned off. We burned through our solder. Add a bit more. Okay, can't tell if that bridge cleared. No. All right, how do we... Okay, we actually have a bridge right here. How do we clear it? Well, my tip is empty. Sometimes it can be annoying. I'm not going to lie. Okay. Let me just... Okay, we have two. So the first thing I'm going to do is clean up the flux that's on there. We've burned through it. Burn flux does not do anything but burn worse. So we're going to go ahead and clean this off so we can see what we're dealing with. Okay? So let me get you guys focused a bit better. So, okay. So, I'm going to use a different flux only for ease of applying. But add a little more flux, fresh flux. So there we go. A little more. There we go. Clean your tip off. You want it bone dry. So what we're going to do, because solder transfers to not basically hot. So you don't want wet, you want hot. So go. Come on. There we go. So you can see we got, basically what happened is we got a little bit of the, come on. All right. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. It can be hit or miss. So what do you do if it's a miss? Braid. Solder braid. You don't need a lot. So I'm just going to come in here. And there we go. And just there we go. Just make sure we have good joints. And now I'm going to clean up the rest of the chip. Because that was the only thing I immediately saw I had a bridge on. And a lot of times if you can get down the amount of solder, you won't have bridges. I just kind of, I think I have one right there. Oh, so we can practice. I will actually go over this with like a toothbrush and let me double check. Yeah, we have one more bridge. So why don't we go ahead and take care of that? So I am going to grab some paper towel to just dry off the board. Okay. So we have a bridge not there. Wait, was I wrong? Was there not a bridge? Oh, I had already turned. I did have it right. So we have a bridge right there. So again, we're going to go ahead and go. Don't need a ton of flux. Just enough. Again, dry the iron. Come in. Try and go on. Sometimes moving the. Yeah. So. Okay. It does not want to. Either don't have enough flux to. Yeah, okay. Whatever. This is where I say again, a little bit of braid. Just you want to clear the bridge, not clear the pad. There we go. Now you might need to come in again. This is where you may play this game where you need to you got to make sure there's solder on the pins, right? So like I could tell there's no solder there because it got, or at least it's a very minimal amount. This is where I'm going to put a teeny tiny bit on my iron, and I'm just going to try and, there we go. There we go. Perfect. And I got to fix this one. So I don't have enough on my iron. You can see that it's definitely soldered. The upper, the right corner there, it's definitely soldered. But there we go. That's good. So now let's look at our joints. All our joints look good. They're definitely, everything's definitely soldered. We could, clean that one up. But other than that, go over it with a microscope. If you are not a microscope, a magnifying glass. If you have one. Maybe a multimeter. And that's really about it, right? There's not much more. That's the most difficult soldering you are going to do on this type of board. Is going to be that CPLD. Now, again, if you get a good quality flux, MG chemicals is what I use, and don't overdo the solder, you're better off with less solder than more solder. Because more solder is going to bridge, less you just need to add more and, clean it up. You may end up burning, a lot of flux and having to clean the board, but you're going to end up with less bridging. But there we go. That's all cleaned up. Now, you could go if you're so what you're looking for is, see, like right there between the chip and the pad is that little puddle. That is what you're looking for. That is your actual joint. Now, if you have hot air, you could go over it and with more flux and whatnot. But I'm confident that that's all good and soldered. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the bottom of this up. Oh, I guess I didn't get any alcohol. There we go. I don't have, like I said, a way at the moment to test this. Unfortunately, I don't think I have actually, I don't really have a lot of time left either because it's a 15-minute drive to the airport. But, yeah, I mean, we could finish making this look pretty good. Spick and span. There we go. We'll go ahead and dry that up. No, we didn't get these guys. That was a fun little build. I can't wait to do the more advanced thing, which is build a, I'm not technically done with this. I do, like I said, ideally need to find those right angle headers. But, yeah. Other than that, that looks pretty good. Not the best, but again, for doing it under a microscope, can't complain. And I definitely think I have enough buttons to do the retro chip tester. So I don't think I need to worry about that. Looks like I have plenty for that. So I can't wait to build that next. I may end up getting one of those board holders that you could put in the air, and I think that'll probably be the smart thing to do for that. But, well, I do need to, now that I think about it, I need to add a header to the Pi. Let's take a look at the Pi. So you can see where it took some damage at some point. It does turn on. It's all good. And I do know where these are. Those are right here. So we will use okay. So if you don't have 2x or whatever you need, so in this case I just stuck those in. I'm gonna stick them on top. Double, be careful when you do something like this. Make sure you know where it needs to actually go. Don't accidentally assemble it upside down. This is where, again, we're gonna add flux to the pins. We're holding everything very very straight and flush. We are going to clean our tip off. We're going to flood our tip, and we're making sure that is I actually didn't solder the board or the header perfect to the pie, but that's okay. Come on, there we go. We got one. There we go. So now it's not going to go anywhere. So now, change our focus. There we go. And you know the drill. Solder all the things. Now this is a little heavier, so I don't think it's going to flop around as much. Now, I can tell you these are not as easy to solder. You can do it easily, but just give your iron a second to actually heat the joint. Because what you want to make sure, ideally, you keep your solder straight and then flood it, because you want that infill. See how it fills in? Go in there a little bit more. You get those nice cone shapes. You actually can see. So watch as I fill this. You'll see the solder first fill the hole, and then we add a little bit more. See, it sinks into the hole. Add a little bit more, and then so why you want to wait a second before pulling your iron away, because you want that bond. If you don't, you could end up with a slightly cold joint, and over time, from stresses, it can break. Now, not gonna lie, staring at the monitor in the position it was in hurts my neck. Oof. Quite painful, actually. So I'm gonna, I guess, stare down. Oh, sorry. Forgot to move I got in a rhythm and I forgot to move. So on ground planes, you'll actually see it takes longer to fill. Because obviously it takes a minute. But yeah, try to shoot for very nice conical joints, because that shows that the bond between the joint, or between the hole, the via, which is what these holes are technically called, and the metal is actually very solid. Let me show you what you don't want. You don't want a joint that looks like this. I can't even like fake a joint because so I mean that's okay because again but what you don't want is it to look cold. Your iron should be hot enough. That's part of my problem is my iron is hot enough that I can't make a cold solder joint, at least not really. There we go. So if we go, you can see they all generally look the same. Like this one could look a little better. It was okay. It would have been fine. But again, I'm just kind of... Okay. There we go. Well, we're going to go ahead and clean that up. Again, with some alcohol. If you could use acetone if you got it. If your wife has some nail polish. What you don't want is the scented stuff. You want pure acetone. But, I mean, even if you left it, it's not going to hurt anything. Stuff's pretty inert. I mean, it can over 80. I don't know. I've seen boards that are 40 years old and they're fine. So just make sure you're not using plumber's flux. That stuff's got some form. It's acid core. You don't want acid core. You want rosin or something along. Acid core is what you want to avoid. But anyway, there we go. See how nice and uniform all the joints are? It's because what's happening is you're getting, it's actually going down and then up. So like if we were to, which is, actually will make it really hard to desolder this if you needed to, but you can see like that one, you could argue it's fine. It's really not that serious. It bonded to the metal. Like I'm not worried about it. It'll, just try and go get the best you can. You'll be fine. Trust me, I know people will bitch and complain, but you can't stop complaints. That looks really good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. There it is in 2 pieces. So I guess I'll go ahead and throw the micro SD card in here for now. I don't have an adapter down here, so I can't test it, unfortunately, which sucks because I really kind of want to, but I might go upstairs. I got a few minutes. Actually, I probably should leave right now. So let me end this stream. I need to run out, go pick up my wife. Oh, you know what? Actually, I do have a way to test this right now. The only thing I need to do is find my mini USB adapter, which I know where one is. There it is. Okay, got it. All right, we can actually quickly, but that I do really do need to go. So I'm just gonna steal the. Sorry, I had to steal the. Problem is gonna be, where is a USB power? I had one over here. Come on. Why is it when I want to quickly do something is when it takes the most time? She lands at 11:20, so I'm not. And it's about 15 minutes to get there. I saw it earlier today, too. Where is it? Should be right over here. I need another set of drawers. That's what I need. It's like a crappy little USB cable. Dang it. Because I have everything else. Oh, where'd I throw it? Well, I might not be able to quickly test this, which sucks. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to throw a few things off my desk. Come on, go away. Come on. Come on. You over there. You just out of the way. I actually kind of need that cable too, because it's how I charge my my keyboard. Which, of course, you know, because it's how I charge my keyboard. That's why I won't be able to find it. Well, that sucks. Wanted to quickly show you that, but considering the facts, because I do actually have a way to, because I already have a, I don't think. Oh wait, hold on. I said I found a micro cable earlier, right? Where did I put that? It's in the little bag. Here. No, that's shunts. Darn, where did I throw that? Ah, here it is. Yes, we're good. We're good. We're good, we're good, we're good. Actually, this is a better cable than the one I was looking for anyway. And power. You can see if I messed anything up. Live from my basement. I don't even know if I'll have enough power. I hope I didn't. Okay. Okay. Hey, okay, that's a good start. Oh, cool. Okay, great. Yeah, that looks good. Let me... Okay, buttons work. CPLD recovery. Hey, it worked. Cool. That looks like that we have success. Because it is RGB, it is not, Yes. It works. That's pretty dope, actually. I don't have anything immediately I can feed into it. Yeah, but there we go. That's it. Yeah, 8 to 12 bit. Right now it's using a, but there we go. I'm gonna eventually use, I can't see because of the webcam. But I will be eventually, oh, okay, because right now it's on. I'm eventually going to use the Macintosh Classic. So I'm going to try and find that real quick so I can leave it there. There we go. I'm going to leave it there because I know for a fact that's what I'm going to be testing with. But yeah, there we go. That's pretty cool. Didn't actually think I would get that all working, and you even saw the programming works. So cool. I guess while I'm using this, I might as well charge my keyboard up. And I guess I will swap this card back to where I stole it from. But I do gotta go. Thanks for whoever did watch. Not sure. Where it is? There it is. I do appreciate y'all. Hope y'all learned something. Well, and there you have it. RGB to HDMI. This is a 6 to 8-bit version, but she's all built. So I'm out of here. I appreciate y'all. One love.